All right, buddy. Welcome to the Purple Friday show, or welcome back. And we're ready to go. And Travis just joined. What's going on, man?
I'm out here surviving.
Surviving, man. Yeah,
We are surviving.
like just for all everybody to know that we're all dads. Various stages, and our time is not our
They
own.
just
Everything revolves around these kids, and I know spring sports is getting ready to kick. Winter sports just ended, I think, and spring sports is kicking off soon. Mom will be playing baseball the next
nice.
month or so, so that's getting going. But I mean, otherwise, like how's the winter been treating you? And everything. How's
The
getting the
winner, the
spring?
winner,
We got spring forward coming up on Sunday, so
spring forward. So spring forward, we lose an hour, right?
yeah, lose hour.
Yeah, I can't lose any hours. I got twins, and one of the twins had me up all night. So um, I'm not looking forward to spring forward. Uh, but I'm looking forward to some good weather to get out, get active, get these babies out the house, get these
Hmm.
kids out the house. All that.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we're due for like probably one more like snow event. We always get one, right? We get like a week or two where it's decent weather, and then get like sleep, an inch or two of
Oh,
snow or something.
like I don't want no
Then it's over.
more. I don't want these kids home. Get them to school.
Yeah,
Go
they
learn.
they already ran through all their snow days already.
Yeah, that week out was hard. That week
Which I
out was
was
real
like,
challenge.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if we have more built-in snow days. I think for Anne Arundel County, they had like 3 or 4, I think, and
Mm,
they ran through all of that when the last big one we had. So I was like,
hmm
that didn't take nothing. I was like,
And they ain't need to use that whole week. We
they
were good
didn't.
by Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, they didn't need to use it. But I will say a lot of the sidewalks and stuff, at least in my neighborhood, still hadn't been cleaned out because I think they didn't. A lot of people didn't weren't prepared with that mix of the snow and the ice, and when it rained and how cold it was,
Yeah,
it turned
absolutely.
everything was just like the ice was like permafrost out there. Like
Yeah,
they had to start bringing construction equipment out to remove some of that stuff. Plows weren't doing it.
yeah, they did it in my neighborhood. Well, we already have construction crews everywhere where we just moved to.
Hmm.
Um, they're like building up more houses, so they was out there using the bulldozers and everything, trying to clear stuff out.
So I'm glad we did get some rain. I think a couple weeks ago, and then it kind of washed all that stuff away. So I'm ready. Let's get spring here. The Orioles they're already doing spring training. They're getting ready to go in 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks.
Hmm
So baseball's coming around. But today is a
Ooh,
glorious day.
let's talk about it.
A glorious day. In it definitely is a new day in Ravens land because EDC did something he doesn't do. I don't think he's ever done since he's been at the helm um, as a general manager, and he trades 2 first round picks, a 2026 pick this year, so that's 14, and then 27 first round pick for Maxx Crosby, sent to the Raiders. So the Raiders will now have, I think, the first pick and the 14th pick in this coming draft. So win for them, so they get to rebuild. They'll get their quarterback and maybe wide receiver or something there, to kind of get kickstarted over there. But um, the Ravens, we've talked about for years, not just Maxx Crosby, but every time an edge rusher pops up on the radar for a trade or anything else that happens, the Ravens are always linked to them. But we've
Yeah,
known in the past it's not going to happen. It never
mm-mm,
does. Some
never.
We always hear, oh yeah, the Ravens inquired or they asked. I'm like, did they really? Did they really inquire? Did they really give their, best offer or whatever for said player? And we're like, not likely. And but this, when it happened, I was like, oh. And then it was announced that the Cowboys had given, I think, a first round and a second rounder. So I was even surprised that the Ravens were like, yeah, we're gonna max that deal. Who's gonna say no to 2 first round picks? I mean, no one's gonna say no to that. So once
Yeah,
that got done, um, that was I think that was a shift in the attitude, I think, in the building in the castle. Just because, again, for all of us who've been Ravens fans for the last 20 plus years, this is just something they don't do. You don't see the Ravens do stuff like this. And Maxx Crosby's look, I think he sent a tweet out. He was excited. He's ready. Just so you know, a backstory for Maxx Crosby, people don't know. He's one of the top 3 edge rushers in the NFL. He's up there. He's one of the top 3 guys. Solid in the run game, solid in the pass rush. If anybody remembers, I think last year when we played the Raiders, and he was, I think, the defensive player of the week that week against us. He caused us major issues. And we got this for Ravens fans and got to see him firsthand at the bank. Caused a lot of those for the Ravens. And, last year he was healthy going into the last few games of the season. Raiders shut him down. They didn't want him to play. Yeah. So he's been wanting now for the last 2 years, and the Ravens get him. What was when you saw that come through? I think it was like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night last night when it went through. What were your feelings? When it finally went down.
Yeah. All right. So just to kind of like give context, I was expecting something to happen today. It was going to be either joy or massive disappointment. So yesterday, went through my normal day and I passed out like around 7, got these twins. And then I literally woke up from the notification that we got Maxx Crosby. Like it can't, because I don't keep my phone on silent as much anymore because, if I get a text from upstairs, come get these twins, I'm going. But I got the notification. I wake up, I look at my phone, and it's Maxx Crosby to the Ravens. And I got so excited. I started yelling upstairs. Like, I didn't care what they were doing and talking about upstairs. I'm like, yo, told my whole family, Maxx Crosby to the Ravens. And they're like, who? They just kill your joy. But like, yeah, Maxx Crosby to the Ravens. Da-da-da. So then I look to see, immediately I go to our chat. I'm like, all right, I already know y'all already probably dropped it in here. And then I see, we give up 2 first-round picks. And the first thing I think about is, we haven't given up this much capital since Kyle Bowler. I think with Kyle, I was looking it up while you were talking to make sure I was actually right. So for Kyle Bowler, we gave up a second-round pick and a first-round pick to get him. That's the last time we gave up this much capital. We didn't give up this much capital for Lamar, like to trade back into the first round. So this is probably the biggest move the Ravens have made in a long 20 years probably. I think, yeah, when's Kyle Bowler? Yeah, 2003. Yeah, 20 years since we give this much capital to get a player. And, I mean, it's a risk. 2 first-round picks is a risk. You're banking on getting all-pro Maxx Crosby and him changing the course of this defense. But I think it's the necessary move. We haven't had intimidating pass rush. We have guys that have gotten 10 sacks here and there, but our pass rush as a whole, outside of like the second year with McDonald, has been pretty non-existent. It's been a weak point since Zadarius Smith and Matt Judon were both on the Ravens. That's been a long time because they were coming off rookie contracts and now they're both on their way out the league. So that tells you how long it's been. So it's a necessary move. And then my last thought was, man, Tyler Loop sacrificed himself for the future of the Ravens. Without Tyler Loop missing that kick, we still have Harbaugh. Without Tyler Loop missing that kick, Steve Bisciotti doesn't put the pressure on EDC to make something happen because they were all together down there in Florida. Ozzie, Steve, EDC, everybody. They were all down at Steve Bisciotti's house in Florida making this move. So, I mean, there's so many things. I'm thinking of like, hey, who do we keep? Who's going to benefit from this? So I get overloaded with all these emotions, all these ideas, but just pure excitement for what's going to happen this year.
Yeah, and I was just looking, for Maxx Crosby's stats, outside of, I think, let's see, that was 24. And then, of course, last year with that stuff, he plays a majority of the football games. He rarely misses any games. I think he would have played the entire season last year if the Raiders hadn't shut him down.
Yeah.
He's been a Pro Bowler, I think, every year since his rookie year. 69 and a half sacks. I think I just saw a tweet that since he's been in the league, I think he leads the league in like tackles for loss, and then Myles Garrett is like number 2. So yeah, this I think just adds. It's weird. It felt like a little bit kind of like that Terrell Owens trade that it only happened for like a couple of hours, and then Terrell Owens realized Kyle Bowl was quarterback and was like, "Nah, I ain't signing that deal." But this has that same kind of when I remember when that happened and Terrell Owens did the whole came to the castle and had a jersey up and everything, but then realized I don't think he did his due diligence of looking who Kyle Bowler was. Yeah, and it was like, "Nah, I ain't doing that." And so I think we've been let down ever since then. But I think this also just is a huge impact on free agency as well. When you're adding that kind of talent to defense, where we're also thinking about Nnamdi Madubuike. He just showed a photo of him working out in the gym, him possibly getting ready. I think that was a big impact as well for the Ravens to see how long he was going to stay, or like if he was going to come back this season. I think the Ravens were really, looking for cap issues. How much was he going to come back? And the fact that the Ravens haven't cut him, they haven't released him or anything, tells me that I think they believe that he should be able to play this season. So him coming back, you still got Mike Green on the other side, which Maxx Crosby being there is going to help out immensely. It's going to greatly impact the secondary as well. If you got Maxx Crosby and maybe a second year type Mike Green, and maybe a Tavius Robinson too in that rotation as well, who maybe have somebody in the draft. That right there, Maxx Crosby being that guy impacts them so much. Now, I will ask, what does that mean? Trey,
you better use that rear camera, that parking camera.
Yeah, you want me?
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
We're just trying to make sure you're using them lines to get back there safe.
Right.
Yeah. No, it was too exciting of a night last night to not jump on and contribute something.
Yeah. So what we just asked, Travis, what he felt. What were your feelings about getting Mad Maxx in the building?
My feelings, ecstatic, excited, relieved that we finally got an answer to a question that we've had over the last several seasons. Probably the reason why we've been halted in our journey to the Super Bowl the last several seasons. So the fact that we got Maxx Crosby, I just think it eases up everything else for our defense. I think this signing makes Mike Green better. I think it makes Kyle Hamilton better. I think it makes our secondary better in general. Just being able to finally get some pressure on the quarterback. The AFC North is looking probably like the best pass rush in the league, across the board. TJ Watt, he has, his injury issues. So, depending on how that goes. But yeah, I'm glad, man. It's just a nice switch up compared to what the Ravens typically do, which is nothing in a situation, especially this early in the offseason. We usually sit around and let the dust settle, and then we usually pull the trigger or make a move. But they shocked us all. But, we have a new regime. EDC, he's still there, but I think a lot of this is what we probably don't know. I think EDC's in the hot seat as well.
Yeah.
Harbaugh got fired, but EDC, I feel like his job was probably in jeopardy as well. So I think, he's been under pressure to make a splash. And especially with Jesse Minter, defensive head coach, coming in. Harbaugh's not there to veto some of these groundbreaking decisions. I think all of that plays a part, and I'm just glad it happens. I just look back at Tyler Loop, and if he made that kick, I'm thinking about all the things that don't happen.
I said that exact thing.
He said sacrificed himself.
Exactly, the sacrificial lamb himself.
Tyler Loop died on the field goal post for us.
If he makes that kick, who knows? I mean, I know Bisciotti said that Harbaugh will have a job maybe for one more week, but we don't really know how that goes and what would actually happen. So yeah, just excited, man. I mean, I could care less about the picks at this point. Like, it's nothing that's happened in the draft what makes would lead me to believe that we was going to make a better move with that first round pick. I think we were going to draft a pass rusher anyway.
Yeah.
I think I told you guys this in the chat. I think with our first pick, we were probably going to go pass rush, if not, offensive. Went pass rush there, which would have been, we would have been picking at 14. In the next season, if things go how it's supposed to go anyway, that would have been a super late pick. So that would have been more comparable to a second round
32
pick anyway. So
pick.
yeah, and then they're talking about the cap hit for Maxx Crosby. I think he's due $30 million, but I think when once the new league year start and Lamar's done all that, he's only going to cost us like $7-something million,
yeah,
$7-point-something million when the season starts. So I'm looking. It's a win-win across the board. We got Maxx for 4 years at least just to see how that happens. He'll probably get restructured down the line or get a new deal. But yeah. Nothing. I have nothing negative to say. We went against the grain of what our organization typically does. They pulled the trigger. This to me is like the best way you can walk a new head coach and Jesse mentioned into the door. You walk him into the door with Maxx Crosby. It's up from here. I got nothing negative to say. I just hope that Maxx is ready for training camp, coming off his the surgery on his meniscus or whatever the case may be. But he says he's going to be ready for camp, and I don't have a reason to not believe that. So let's go, man.
What makes it even greater? Maxx Crosby is the best all-around edge rusher we've had since Terrell Suggs.
Yeah,
because even if you take away the pass rushing part, which is his superpower, he's a hell of a run stopper.
Yeah, he stops the
run.
He's
a hell of a run stopper, which Owe was cool in run stopping, but he was iffy on the pass rush. Calvin Noy cannot stop the run. Mike Green hasn't been shown to be able to stop the run.
Right.
You think about anybody we had in that role in the past 8-9 years, they were pretty much one-dimensional. You have a power speed rusher who can stop the run now. So his value extends to every single play he's out there, not just if they're throwing the ball, not if they're running the ball. You can play him any point,
the entire game, right? He doesn't leave the field.
Need a package. Yeah.
Doesn't leave the field. Doesn't need to leave the field.
I'll
ask you guys this question too. Since you brought it up, Trey, how much do you guys think Harbaugh impacted some of these potential free agency or even trade deadline moves during the season and in the offseason the last 18 years?
A ton. I think he impacted it a ton, and you can see that in a lot of this blind faith he has in all of these guys that's been around for a while that hasn't stepped up, all of these projects that hasn't panned out or developed throughout the seasons. It's like he'd rather have more faith in them and just know that since they're his guys, then that's if he succeeds and he gets to say, we got it done with what we have. But having the new regime come in, it kind of tells you exactly what it is. Like, we don't have a connection with these guys. We won't pull the trigger. Like, we're not about to sit here and keep relying on the Jabo or keep relying on, these guys that's been here. I'm still interested to see what happens with certain guys this year. I think, Bateman, he has like 9 lives here in his organization, so he might actually get another shot, but we'll see. We'll see how he fits into a Declan Doyle offense. But yeah, I think Harbaugh had a huge impact on a lot of those decisions, and I would argue to say that probably, like I said, I think he vetoed a lot of those. And if you think about a lot of what we learned in the offseason about the power structure with the head coach and the GM, how the GM doesn't, GM probably reports directly to Biscotti and the head coach reports directly to Biscotti. It's like it kind of creates an atmosphere of them going back and forth. And the fact that EDC's never done this and out of nowhere he's sending 2 first-round picks for somebody, like, I'm thinking about what it could have been if Harbaugh wasn't there, like if he didn't have that power structure. And I'm just looking at the Giants like, look, man, y'all just agreed to this. Y'all just agreed to that with them over there. So y'all need to look forward to a whole bunch of safe moves going forward, because it sounds like he's going to put his footprint over there as well. But yeah, I think it's a huge impact. I think he's the main reason why we haven't made huge splashes in free agency in the past. And if you think about it, a lot of those moves in the past I'm talking about, they wouldn't have cost 2 first-round picks. We talking about a lot less a lot
Yeah.
less of a price for a lot of the guys we could have had on our squad, and a lot of those guys on defense. So
because we saw a few of those guys this past season go for third and second round picks during the season. I'm like,
exactly.
you could have gotten that done.
Exactly.
I think you look at if you look just at his job, like his demands he had for the Giants job. I mean, that told the whole story to me. Like everything that we thought was happening, because like Miles used to say it all the time, like Harbaugh is doing this. This is Harbaugh's guy. Harbaugh's bringing these guys in, and I'm like, I wasn't like fully sold. I was like, man, I feel like it's EDC trying to make his impact, and then the way everything went down with the firing, seeing Harbaugh go to the next job, looking at the press conferences we had, just how everything just unfolded, I was like, dang, Miles was 100% right all these years. And
Yep.
it's crazy. And that was like, we're seeing right up front aggressiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I hope it continues. Like, if they turn around and get AJ Brown for a second or a third too, then I really be like, all right, this is a new whole regime.
Yeah,
like a second round pick in Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, we'll just walk right into the Super Bowl at that point. I hope we don't I'm hoping we don't end up having to get rid of Keaton Mitchell, because I think a lot of what I want to see is him in a different system as well.
Yeah.
And seeing what plans, our new OC is going to have for him. But I do understand also how he could be like a deal sweetener for a lot of potential moves to get AJ or whatever the case. And if AJ doesn't pan out, Brian Thomas Jr. like
there's gonna be a few guys.
It's a couple.
Because once the Tampa in the seat opens up, I'm pretty sure there'll be a few more names that haven't even been mentioned yet start opening up as well.
Yeah, I think everybody in the league is going to wait for that and see how that pans out before they jump the gun and start trading picks. But yeah, and I also think, I don't know if you guys talked about it. I think Lamar's deal is done already.
I think so.
I do too.
I was just about to get to that. That was going to be the next topic.
I think it's done, because EDC, he's not making this type of move without knowing we got the cash.
Without knowing that.
That's just it might make sense for another organization. That type of move it doesn't sound right for us. So
I feel like that's part of the negotiations.
Yeah.
I feel like that Maxx Crosby deal was part of that.
And I think Lamar's tweet was about his deal. I still don't think that was about Maxx Crosby. I think that tweet was solely about his deal being done. And I think they're gonna fly him. He's gonna fly in next week probably and sign it, and they'll do they're waiting for. But I think the deal's done. They're just waiting to announce it.
But I was also going to say too, I saw some people saying like they would have rather had Trey Hendrickson, but when Trey broke down the contract situation with Maxx Crosby and how they can kind of move some of that money around, I'm like, well, if the Ravens didn't get Maxx Crosby and he ends up going to the Cowboys, Trey Hendrickson's the number one guy now in the free agent market. He's going to get overpaid. So the Ravens would have had to overpay to get Trey Hendrickson anyway. So this was the best situation for the Ravens, if they could convert some of that money. And we don't even know how much the Raiders are maybe even paying of this deal, because that happens too. Some of these times, to sweeten the deal, the team will pay a portion of the player's contract or whatever so they can get him out of the building. But when Trey broke down how much of that contract is actually the Ravens only have to pay for this season, they can still work on a long-term deal even with Maxx, potentially longer. This was the best bet for the Ravens. Best bet for the Ravens. And the next, so Trey mentioned, I was like, the Lamar tweet causing domino effects for the Ravens. So going into all of this, a lot of people were getting very antsy about whether Ravens were going to do anything. I even saw an article, I think just 2 days ago, about ESPN. I think they were writing about the reasons why the Ravens will be quiet in free agency. Reasons why, and I think it was brought up like the Lamar contract situation, and they haven't done anything with Tyler Linderbaum yet. A lot of other stuff going on, and then the Maxx Crosby thing happens. So, like Trey said, I think the Maxx Crosby thing. I think when they got, it feels, I don't know if it has been announced yet, but it feels like to me when they announced Maxx Crosby, getting signed, I feel like the Lamar thing was done. Like Lamar, there you got to work out maybe some finite details here and there, but the contract's pretty much done. And Lamar, I think Lamar probably, I would assume Lamar probably, insisted, I'm the, Harbaugh's gone. I'm the real captain of this team, the MVP, kind of putting his stamp on, hey, if you guys want to win, I need to see something. You got to go do something. Because as long as he's been here, there have been, like we've said on the show and many other shows, we've been tied to so many different players for the last 8-9 years that Lamar's been here, and nothing's happened. And I think Lamar's like, nah, we got to do something now, man. If we're trying to win, let's go do it. Let's go do something. I'm seeing other teams make moves like this. We can go do stuff like this. This can't be just the Chiefs. It can't be just the Eagles making moves like this. Let's go make some moves. And they made the move. Yeah. So I think Lamar, I do think you're right, Trey. I think that Lamar, the tweet that he put out with the boom and then, praying inside the locker room with the pastor was probably about his deal.
That was the one with the locker room praying with the pastor. That's not really.
Thank you, God. Yeah, I think that was more about his deal.
You got a new teammate.
Yeah. I think that was more about his deal. So it's just a domino effect. Now, with that domino effect, like you said, AJ Brown is still on the table. It's gone from, I've heard, a first-round pick would get AJ Brown, to now they're thinking a second-rounder with just second round and a player would be enough at this point to get AJ Brown. He clearly doesn't want to be there. We've seen it the last 2 years. And the OC that they picked, I think they just picked up, doesn't provide a lot of
promise.
The promise for this season as well. So I think he wants out too. But if you're the Ravens, do you need an AJ Brown, like an AJ Brown, or is there like a comparable, like you said, maybe a Brian Thomas Jr. and you could go out there and go get versus giving up some more capital to go get an AJ Brown?
I don't know if you need an AJ Brown. I think if we could end up with like a Brian Thomas Jr., I think that would be a good supplement pick for us. But I think you do need to have another receiver. I think just based on the output we got from Bateman last year, we can't rely on that to be, a solid number 2 receiver on the other side of Zay Flowers. So I do think there's a move to be made there. I think we're going to have the cap money to pay another receiver, to bring another receiver here. Like I said, if it's not AJ, because I mean, obviously he's going to be highly sought after. There's other teams that probably are willing to give up picks, a lot more willing than us, and it seems as though we just gave away 2 ones. But I don't think it's far-fetched to try to start looking into bringing in another free agent to complement Zay. I think we do have to do something at receiver, even if it's not, especially with Isaiah likely leaving potentially. It's just another weapon that we won't have. So I don't think we go out in the season with just Zay Flowers in the hope that Rashad Bateman is going to take another step.
I honestly feel like Brian Thomas Jr. is like the way I would go, because when you think about his rookie year, he was one of the top receivers in the league. Last year was a crazy year in Jacksonville. I don't know what like their offensive structure was, but he had a down year. He wasn't getting the ball as much. He had some injuries. But even in that year, he matched Bateman's career high. And what's considered a disappointing year for Brian Thomas Jr. And he's only 23. Only 23. And you got some years left on that rookie deal. So he's affordable. I don't think he was like a top 15 draft pick or anything like that. But I think that's a guy you go get. I think the way he is out in Jacksonville, get him for a 4th or a 5th, and that's a steal of a pick. You have him here, and you're looking at Zay, finally getting your 6'2" receiver in Brian Thomas Jr., plus Bateman, plus Tez. That's a really good receiving core. That's a really good receiving core. So I that's where I'll lean to.
I like it.
I'll lean to.
I like that.
Yeah, also I just saw the Bills re-signed their center Connor McGovern. He's gonna get a 4-year deal, but it's only $13 million a year. So that changes the Linderbaum market a little bit. So
That's
Tyler
good.
Linderbaum was
Linderbaum
looking
is
at
coming.
20+ million. Now it's
Listen,
kind of
his agent just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Man.
yeah,
He's
like
playing.
Yeah.
He's playing
Conor
games.
McGovern's one of the
There's-
top centers in the league, and he's only getting 13 a year.
Yeah,
So.
there's no way Lindy's getting 20. What do you want? 23, 25?
Yeah.
What do you? Yeah, there's no way he's getting that. Not on our team. I think most teams
Yeah.
are not paying their centers that. Even with the salary cap boost, it just doesn't make sense. So yeah,
Tyler should
I
have
think
took that
yeah.
deal. He should have took whatever deal they put on the table.
You said the
because
Ravens
this is
had
looking
offered
like
him. I think the Ravens offered him 12 a year. It sounded like 12 million a year, around that much.
I thought it was more than that.
Was it more than that?
They may still
Look, there's still. I think the deal is
they may
still
still
out
off,
there.
They might still honor it
Yeah.
just off the
I'm
strength.
just saying,
Corey
it's
said
looking,
Creed just got 18 million a year. Creed got 18 at Kansas City, so somewhere in that
Around
range,
there.
under 20.
he's losing money though. When you look at
Yeah.
the way the market is going,
Yeah.
it's looking like Dennis Schroeder that year with the Lakers.
Oh
where he
yeah.
got $20 million.
He blew
And
like
he
$40 million
ended up
or
throwing
something
some
like
money.
that.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that was. It won't be that crazy, but yeah,
I think he fired his agent after that too.
Yeah.
he better have.
Cost me like
He's still
$40
getting
million.
cooked for it.
Yeah, players talking trash. That's they trash talking against him now when he in games. I think he almost fought a couple
Should've took
times
that
after
deal.
that.
Yeah.
So, so what does this do for now? We look at free agency coming up, right? So, they get Ravens. The deal's not final until what, Tuesday? I think they can't process it until Tuesday. That goes down.
Yeah.
So that you get your edge rusher. Okay, you take away that first pick in the draft. Now you're looking at what I guess round 2, potentially an offensive lineman there. Where do you think now that you got your edge rusher? Do you think they need to really add anybody else on that D line? If you got Nnamdi coming back, if he's going to be healthy, this is still an if he's ready to go by training camp, you got Nnamdi, you got Maxx Crosby, you got Mike Green, Tavis Robinson, you got Peebles coming back, you got a couple other guys, I think
Travis
Jones coming back as well. Do you need to do anything there at the D line position, the area? I think that's
now
that you've done the Maxx Crosby thing. I think that's solidifies a lot.
I think anything you add into that D line, it would need to be towards the later rounds, just for depth reasons. I think this solidifies our D line, honestly. With the depth we have, like you said, we still got Tavius, we still got Travis Jones, people. I think if Madubuike comes back, obviously, I think we're pretty much set. We can, like I said, we can add some pieces for depth, but I don't think that's anything that we're touching in the earlier rounds, second or third. I think fourth and on is fair game if we've already addressed, maybe offensive line and whatever else we need to address in the second and third. But yeah, I think we'd be set, considering, assuming that Maxx is coming back full off season, healthy and ready to go, and Madubuike comes back and he's ready to go week 1. Yeah, I don't think we need to touch the D line right now.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I mean, I think we underutilize our D line as is. Mm-hmm. So I think our D line is actually way better than what we think. I think the biggest thing is we addressed. Oh yeah.
Just seeing what he did when he left, like.
Yeah. Is Roderick a free agent or is he a guy we're going to cut? I can't remember.
Roderick
Washington? Yeah.
No, I think he's not a free agent, but I think because of his cap hit, I think the Ravens are going to release him.
Yeah, get him out of here. He
has done
nothing since he got paid. So I think you address Roderick Washington, you backfill him with a mid-round pick. I think, with free agency, you address your number one need. I think what it allows you is to check the landscape, try to get a vet at guard, a right guy, right deal, build some depth. There's going to be some guards out there. I mean, you can probably bring Zeitler back on a veteran minimum. At minimum, he'll be a depth piece. I think you go get that safety that Minter's talking about.
That third safety.
Yeah, and there's a lot of little things we could. There's a lot of little pieces we can bring in to fill the holes that we have on defense and offense.
Wow.
So,
yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I tried to skate around that. I was struggling.
You try.
I
You
was
try
like,
to
dang, how
find
could I
another
read it?
word. Nah.
Yeah, I was struggling there.
It's cool. So I'm like, so now if I'm looking at the defense, is Awuzie, is he a free agent or do we have him signed for another year?
That's a good question. We would have to check on that.
Yeah.
I would love to have him back though.
Because he was the best corner we had.
Yeah, he had one bad play.
One bad
cost
play,
us,
right?
But
Where he just slipped. He slipped and fell. He slipped and fell.
That was tough. But outside
so
of
no,
that,
it was we had signed him to a 1-year deal, so he's a free agent this year. But I wouldn't be surprised if they brought him back.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of value, so
he's
I think
31.
that's an easy
So I'm like,
re-sign.
he's an older, older guy.
he's 31. I had no idea he was 31. Wow,
he's an older guy.
realize
I'm thinking middle linebacker. I'm thinking the Ravens got to get another guy next to Roquan. I feel like they got to get another guy. I feel like safety, like I say, the third safety thing is like it's one of those like you have two really good safeties already. The third one is just going to be,
it's another one of those things where it's like we're with our defense just out of sync. Like were they just out of
position?
What they asked for Roquan last year was almost impossible what they were asking that guy to do. And I think some of that gets resolved with Jesse Minter stepping in and Anthony Weaver. But I don't. That's what I'm saying. Is like it's hard to tell if that's all on him. I mean, we saw some of the plays. I mean, we saw him blowing assignments and stuff like that. But like I said, was that more so due to us not getting pressure on the line, just being out of position based on the coaching? It's kind of hard to tell. So it's like Roquan Smith is a Pro Bowler, so he did not look like that last season. But like I said, a lot of guys who were supposed to look a certain way didn't look a certain way last season under the coaching that we had. So it's kind of hard to tell. I always wouldn't mind adding a piece, but
Yeah, I think a lot of guys will look better this year. I mean, when you look at that survey, position coaching was very low on grades.
Yeah.
I think it was a B minus.
And that was said I think that was done in November. No, I think they said they took that poll in November of last year.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
So
I'm pretty sure it got worse. It got worse.
Yeah, I think Roquan will look a lot better this season. But I mean, there's somebody we should bring next to him, man, because my man Trent Simpson need to go to edge rusher. We saw what he does when you put his hand in the dirt. So bring somebody else in to fill that middle pause.
I forgot about O'Darius.
Does PQ come back?
I don't think so.
I mean, we know what PQ looked like by himself. We know what Roquan looked like by himself, but we saw what they look like next to each other.
I feel like the Ravens are like, we'll bring you back, but you ain't getting.
You gonna take this chicken box and crab leg,
right? You gonna call it? You say, look, man, you'll be paid for the next 5 years, man. Just stick with us.
Yeah.
You straight? Be a hometown hero.
Yeah.
Somebody said this camo fatigues and the Maxx Crosby jersey is gonna be the new Dundalk tuxedo.
That was hilarious. I retweeted that instantly when I saw it today.
That's crazy.
Oh man,
but true.
Oh yeah, his jersey is gonna be crazy in that eastern part of Baltimore County for sure.
Is Travis Jones coming up off that jersey?
Oh, he's got 98. Oh,
he 98. He 98, right?
He's gonna have to.
Hey, get that man number 9, man. Go single digit.
Right. Yeah, go single digit, man. Yeah,
exercise Tucker. Yeah, exercise Tucker.
Change the number 9.
Yeah.
Wait, who's 99 now that since Oway left? Do we have a 99?
Nobody. I don't think anybody is.
He can grab.
No.
I don't know. I think people was here when Oway was here, so he's probably not 99. But that'll be interesting to see. I mean, Maxx, they gave up two ones. I mean, he gotta
come off that jersey, man.
Yeah.
You gotta come off that jersey.
Hey, it had to be you, Travis, but you might have to come up off that. But like I said, the 99 might look better in the Ravens uniform. I think the 99 is probably gonna look better than the 98. 98 looked crazy as a Raider, but as a Raven, the font's a little different. The 98 ain't really, Brandon Williams was number 98.
That Paul Kruger. Get that Mad Max
and
Freddy Krueger. Yeah, get that Mad Max Freddy Krueger thing going.
Yeah, he might switch to 99. We'll see.
But so I mean, look, it kind of just this signing makes up things a lot clearer for them, I think, in free agency. Do you think they make another splash, or is this is it? Do you think they make some smaller moves like during free agency to kind of, as Travis said, fill some holes? Pause. Fill some areas of need, and just kind of work their way through the draft, because they still have some draft capital.
Hey, I think you gotta be fair with the gifts, man. They gave Jesse Minter, Maxx Crosby, now Declan Doyle. He's due.
He's probably like, hey, look,
you got as well.
Right.
Yeah, I think we make a splash at receiver, but the splash to me could be a Brian Thomas Jr. as well. It doesn't have to just be AJ, but it ain't really no other moves to make unless the offensive line has to get addressed, obviously. But the splash will be one of our skill positions, and we're obviously not getting another running back. Or I don't know. Kenneth Walker is a free agent now. I don't think that makes.
He got used a lot. His usage was crazy. Last half of the season,
he probably wouldn't want to come to Baltimore. Yeah. But if you think about these games where in the fourth quarter Derrick Henry's on the sideline the whole time, I mean, those
if you're going to do that, right?
Kenneth Walker would go crazy on the defense. If that defense had to deal with Derrick Henry for 3 quarters,
and Kenneth Walker,
and Kenneth Walker, come on, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that would be the only, outside of that, I don't see them making another running back move, but yeah, receiver will have to be the splash. I think you have to hold Lamar down at this point. You obviously have to protect them first. We got to get the line short up, but a splash move would be, I can see a Brian. I'm starting to lean heavy on this Brian Thomas Jr. train. So if we can get him over there, I would consider that a nice splash too.
I would like to see Mike Evans in the Ravens uniform.
He's our type.
Deep I
know. That's why I don't want it. I don't want it. Yeah. I don't want it. He's gonna get injured, y'all. He's gonna get hurt.
He's been injured every year.
Most of the time. He got weird injury last year.
How old is Mike Evans now? He's got it. What is he?
He'll be 33 this year.
I'm cool, y'all. This ain't the regime. The regime has flipped. We off that. I'm cool on it, because to me, you did that with D-Hop. We keep going down we didn't, obviously it's a different offensive coordinator, but I'm cool, man. If you can get this fresh 23-year-old in the building.
That's wild.
I'm just saying.
Words.
This young talent. All right, man.
Oh, man. That's wild.
This fresh 23 years old.
Get BTJ over here, and because it just makes.
Max is what? Max is 28. Max is only 28.
He's 28. Max is 28. Look at the star power we got on the defensive side of the ball. Add one more guy to the offense. I think we're in the skill positions on top of shoring up our offensive line. The Super Bowl is a silver platter if we making these moves. Yeah. Like, we can just walk right to the chip at that point.
I think we do have the move. Yeah, go ahead.
The sneaky move. There's 2 sneaky moves I think we can make that will just go under the radar if we're able to make them.
What's up?
You got Travis Etienne Jr., who feels
about him. Yeah,
that third down role he can catch. Yeah. He's explosive at times.
Screen game crazy.
Yeah. And then Rashid Shaheed. If the Seahawks don't sign that,
he a free agent?
Yeah, they released him last week. They released him last week,
and we saw him get more involved
like Wednesday or Thursday, I think,
in general.
Yeah.
And the punt return.
Oh yeah, he's your automatic punt return, kick returner. Yeah. Automatic.
Tylen's out of here if we get him.
Tylen might be out of here anyway. He might be.
That's the other thing too. With all these coaching changes the Ravens have had now, I think I was telling one of my friends at church this past Sunday. I was like, I think we're still, as fans, still thinking about what this looks like under Harbaugh. And we really don't know what any of this is going to look like come September. Like, we have no idea what the offense is going to look like, what the defense is going to look like. And I think a lot of us are like making picks based on like, it's still the Harbaugh regime. It's still Zach Orr over there and whatever. And it's like, nah, like with all the coaching changes they made, they got the O-line, I think running game coordinator from Atlanta, where Bijan was going off in Atlanta. Like they brought in some guys. Like they brought in, I feel like, some experienced guys. and some young talent as well, and the coaching and assistant coaching group that will, I think, reveal itself as free agency and this draft plays out. As we see some of these picks, we see like you said, yeah, I said, let's stop picking 32, 33-year-old wide receivers. Like there are some pretty decent young wide receivers we can go out there that are very productive that won't cost us a whole bunch of money. Let's go out and get those guys and bring them in and keep them here. Not bring them on 1-year deals or prove it deals. Like bring them in here so they can be productive. So I'm excited to see what this looks like. Like I said, we saw the defensive move with Maxx Crosby. If some crazy happens on offense in the next 5 to 7 days, yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I know we haven't seen anything again from his coaching staff yet, but we could definitely see there's clearly a change in the attitude in the castle for sure.
Love it, man. Keep this lighter under EDC, man. Keep that light on the seat. Keep them flames going.
Yeah.
Because it's now or nothing. It's now or nothing. Jesse Minter, he gonna get a couple years to get it together. But EDC, he on a short leash, man.
They were saying with now that he's not attached to Harbaugh, this is gonna be his prove it year. This is gonna be his year to kind of not attached to Harbaugh. Are you the guy for the rest of the next maybe 10 plus years?
Mm-hmm.
So before we get out of here too, there's a lot of movement at first in the QB market that happened this week. Kyler Murray gets released. Geno Stone gets released. The big one, where Tua, I think Tua is he released? Have they released him yet? They released him? Mm-hmm. What happens with Tua and Kyler? What do you think What do y'all think happens? Where does Kyler go? He's I don't know what, like, I was thinking about this all week. I can't see anybody willing to pay that kind of money for Kyler. I just can't.
Didn't Minnesota also announce that they're most likely going with Carson Wentz? Did I hear that correctly? Or
they said it sounds like JJ may be out. They said like JJ and Carson might be out.
Yeah,
that didn't take long. It took them a year. And they were like, "Nah, we good."
to be out for Carson Wentz is crazy. So if they're serious about that, I would say maybe Minnesota for one of those guys. But this is an indictment on both of them. I mean, it's going to carry with them, and the teams that are available, I feel like they be going into situations that are no better than the situation they're leaving. So I don't know who pays them. Geno will be lucky. I don't know if he's even going to be a starter at this point.
He'll be a backup.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Who's in the market? I feel like both of those teams that they're getting cut from are the teams in the market for somebody. But
they just meant I've been seeing the odds now for the Vikings of signing Kyler Murray. They're the highest. Okay, so it sounds like they could bring him in to compete against JJ McCarthy.
I think that makes the most sense for Kyler because I mean they got JJ over there. He's still a gunslinger. He's gonna. He's going to give probably more opportunity for JJ to get back on track than JJ McCarthy has done. We've already seen kind of with that spin. That probably makes more sense. I don't know how Justin Jefferson feels about it. I don't know if that gives him like the best feeling going into the season, knowing that Kyler Murray's the guy up next, if that's the case. But I don't know. My expectations aren't really super high for any of these guys. Geno, we've seen Geno be okay though. I mean, he went to the Raiders. It's kind of hard to who's not going to the Raiders and looking like Geno looked. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who to blame here. I mean, Geno's number one weapon was Jacoby Myers.
Yeah. And that rookie they had, I think, can't remember his name
the,
now.
the rookie guy. Yeah. So
The first few games had him in fantasy.
yeah, it's kind of tough, man.
I forgot
I don't.
Malik Willis is out there too. Malik Willis.
I think Malik Willis
Green Bay.
probably has a better shot out of either of those guys at this point. I feel like he has the most upside.
He had good tape those last few weeks.
Yep.
Some good
Yeah,
tape.
real good tape in big time games. So I think he has the most upside out of those guys and will be the most affordable guy out there.
I think at the Steel, I think he might be a Steeler, Malik Willis. I wouldn't be surprised.
Think so? I think he's
he
gonna
might be a
sit behind
Steeler.
Rodgers. I think Rodgers coming back.
Oh,
Man.
I hope Rodgers comes
I hope
back.
he does.
That's
Yeah,
that's the best
please.
case scenario for
Now
our
we got
division if
Maxx.
Rodgers come back.
Now we got Maxx Crosby. Let's do it. Come on.
I think
Aaron Rodgers
Rodgers coming back to Maxx Crosby and Myles Garrett, and I think he might want to. I don't know, but I hope he hijacks their offseason just like he did.
Yeah, the whole time.
Couple seasons. So
make him wait.
Make him wait. But yeah, I hope Rodgers comes back and they miss out on Malik Willis. I would rather not see Malik Willis over there. But Malik Willis, I think he has the best opportunity wherever he goes to make more noise than, say a Kyler Murray or Geno Smith right now.
What do you guys think the poly market odds are for Joe Burrow missing several games this year? Because you guys mentioned Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Maxx Crosby.
Twice a year each.
Year. What's the over under? There's probably an over under now poly market for how many games Joe Burrow gonna miss this coming season? He'll get hurt.
I don't even know what their offensive line isn't their offensive line already kind of
trash. Still trash.
Yeah. That's the bad.
And they have no money.
Pass rush.
They don't have any money. They gave it all to Jamar, T. Higgins, and Joe.
Yeah.
They have no money.
It's tough. It's tough, man. I don't know. It's scary hours for sure. I know they're sitting back just on their phones and looking at the news cycle and just all right, we gotta figure something out.
I'll just say it's been great because I've been seeing Steelers fans. I saw Steelers fans crying last night when we got Maxx Crosby. They're like, y'all, we got a new head coach and Jesse Mentor and the new staff, so we got a new regime. Y'all got Mike McCarthy, and then we get our primetime player. And y'all still wondering if Aaron Rodgers is going to be your quarterback next season. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Their whole off season is
going to make it
trash
the whole
right
season.
Their whole off season is trash. I love it.
Yeah. It's a good off season to be a Ravens fan, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Best one in a while.
Yeah. So look, free agency starts next week, tampering. So it's going to be a lot of action going on. I'm pretty sure my phone's going to be blowing up all next night, at least Tuesday and Wednesday for all those deals. Most of the deals get done before the league year even starts. All the deals come through, and when the day opens, they just kind of finalize those deals. But most of the deals come through those first, 18 hours or so, a tampering period opening up. So it should be interesting to see, especially if the Ravens make any moves. But we'll be back, at some point to see if the Ravens make any more free agency moves. But until then, we'll kind of be chilling until. Was it draft day until the draft creeps up on us and we kind of see where the Ravens are at. So you guys got anything else before we log off?
No, that's it, man. Let EDC keep cooking, man.
Yeah.
Keep cooking.
Hey, let's put some drinks up tonight for Maxx Crosby.
Yeah.
And Super Bowl run.
Yeah. Mad Max in the building. Let's go. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.